hate to break it to you, but you're going to have to cut off your mom. Ooh, don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Come on. It's just me. It's your girl, Sheba. I love you. And yeah, it's coming to that. You know it. I'm the only one who's going to tell you. Everybody else is going to be like, no, it's your mom. You can't. She brought you into the world and she's done so much for you. So you gotta, always engage with her how she would like. Oof. But no, I'm here to tell you, I'm here to give you permission to cut off your mom, cut off your parents if you prefer. But my dad's dead, and my mom is, the family member that I see as like kind of the head of like my family. And it's like, I think the mom is harder than like the dad. Like, yeah, F that guy. He's crazy anyway. But a lot of us are spending a lot of time trying to be good sons and daughters by being obedient to what our mother wants. We are wanting to make sure we're making our mom proud. We don't want our mother to worry. But babe, you're on a hero's journey, okay? You're the hero. You're here to help the collective. And the hero, I think it's like the first step of the hero's journey. The archetypal hero's journey is to leave the home. We love our mother, we love our family, but one, it's hard to heal in the original system in which you were traumatized. And yeah, like your mom is trying to make everything normal. She's trying to, get you to just, oh, come on, let's just all have dinner. Let's just, on the holidays, and she wants the status quo. She wants everything to just continue. And, like, you want Baron Trump to go against his mother, right? You want Yair Netanyahu to go against his family. If you Black people, sometimes we have this idea, we want Black people, we want white people to, talk to their racist family members. But do we really expect them to do that? We keep abusers and, racists and people who just like make us unsafe. We always give them a safe place to land when actually we don't need that. We need them to feel isolated. We need them to feel uncomfortable enough to change. Because right now they're pretty content in a world where there is endless genocide, like unending wage slavery, and nothing any of us can do, no matter how much education we have, how much, what kind of a country we live in. We're all kind of like powerless to do anything different. So we have to just like go along with like what makes our parents comfortable, and our parents don't know shit, babe. And so maybe you learned you're supposed to just like, whatever your mother wants, like you gotta like let her, but like, Melania Trump is a mother. I'm trying to think of like, people like, like thank God like Hitler didn't have children, because everyone would be like, oh, well, you can't expect his children to like, come on, it's his father, and like they can't cut off Ava Braun. Come on, they still have to go to Christmas dinner with Adolf Hitler. It's their parents. Like, no, our parents are the ones who insist we must have this world where there's endless war, and the poor parents will encourage and send their children to fight and die and murder for, imperialism, to steal land, to steal resources, to like institute more slavery, to make sure, like, you know, a couple of people can have like more jets, more leeway to like get real creepy with children. Why are we doing this still? I think one of the reasons is because we want to embody this new world everywhere, except kind of in the place that kind of matters most, where you potentially have the most power, actually. Your mother's supposed to love you unconditionally, right? Great. She'll love you if you're like, yeah, I need you to step your pussy up, mom. She'll love you even when you're like, listen, I need to go detach my energy from yours. And yeah, if I want like white people to like, I don't know, change in any way, I would want them to like cut off their mom who encourages them to act how they act. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like, what's his name? Diddy's mom, very big supporter of Diddy, always there to make sure no one's too mean to him and that like everyone knows like, hey, leave him alone. Like, no, no. Our moms hold so much power, and I guess we're used to allowing power to not wield power responsibly, not to have any sort of responsibilities that come with power beyond, you know, basic kind of human decency. Yeah. Anyway, I found myself in this timeline where there is like endless genocide and, you know, like Gestapos and lots of like terrible things that ultimately like I'm kind of expected to not do anything about. Just keep going to work, keep, you know, um, having children, keep raising those children so that they like don't know what's going on either. Like us, you know, we were kept kind of in the dark. Yeah, because I just think about how like, you know, Palestinian children, they play this game, carry the martyr. Because their reality is one where like it's just a constant stream of, you know, murdered bodies and them all having to, you know, try to have some dignity and grieve, try to like retain some humanity, and like their children, like their games are different. And I feel like American children, ooh, like we're the ones who like make all the good weapons that like shred children and you know, destabilize whole countries and regions and continents. And then we kind of do a like nothing can be done, like yeah, there can. Y'all need to be watching that movie Everything Everywhere All at Once. The idea is that like there's all these, you know, different universes where there are versions of you who has made slightly different decisions and has access to different powers, different outcomes, different realities. In order to access some of the skills that you have in these other timelines, you have to do something that's so unheard of on this timeline that it like opens up a portal to this other timeline where you have access, where you are doing the thing you can't imagine on this timeline. So if on this timeline, we just endless genocide and, you know, we all just still, you know, go to like Thanksgiving dinner and have holidays and, you know, keep everything normal. You know, call our moms on Mother's Day and her birthday and just let the genocide casually kind of go on in the background. If we want to get off that timeline, we're going to have to do something real crazy, real unheard of. And I suggest cut off your mom. Think about all the people in your lineage, in the world, who lived an unfulfilling life of duty, that they rebelled against in many ways and were dissatisfied and lived a lot of regret because they were trying to impress their parents, because they were trying to do what their parents wanted them to do. They were trying to, like keep their parents proud of them. But like, what if the world needs you to disappoint your parents? What if your parents are, kind of just doing a bad thing? Not like the worst thing in the world, but maybe they're just like kind of casually accepting a terrible bad thing. You kind of got to give them some some incentive or disincentive to continue the way we used to do it, right? Which was just to like do what your parents say. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Like, we just kind of have to go along. But like, no, you actually have to do something unheard of in order to access a timeline where you did what you really wanted rather than what your parents thought you should do. Your parents are operating on old information. Your mom is operating on her trauma, on what her traumatized mother told her. And you're trying to live up to that. That doesn't have anything to do with you, babe. And maybe people in your family, in other generations, they had to just do what their mom told them to. They told themselves, you know what, I get like a financial assistance, I get, emotional support, I get whatever from my mom. So I gotta, do what she says. Even if what I want to do is, I don't know, separate from her, will take me far away from her. And a lot of people are like, yeah, no, I shouldn't do that. It's safer to stay. I don't think so. I think all the other people in our lineage showed us what happens when we obey our parents, when we maintain this connection that we're told we can never break. We keep ourselves small. We keep ourselves out of integrity. We say one thing in the world, but then when it comes to our mom, when it comes to our parents, then we're like, well, we have to, hey, they're a racist. They hate, these types of people. They're from another time. Let's have dinner with them. What sense does that make? They're from your time. They're from this time. It's inappropriate to be in relationship with racists. And if it's so important to them, they got to stand on it. They got to understand that the consequences of, just accepting what is are that you're not going to have access to everyone you want to have access to. And you have that power to be like, listen, there's a lot of things going on. And I think our parents want us to kind of assume there's nothing we can do, but put on a brave face. And that can't be so. It's obviously not so. And so all you got to do is just be a little brave. Think of it as doing it for your ancestors who could not disobey their parents, who had to go along with what their parents thought, even if they knew it wasn't it. If your parents are like in the, what do you call it? In the mafia, you understand that you're supposed to go against them, right? I didn't make the rules, but like that is one of them. All the good German soldiers of like the 1930s and 40s, their parents were very proud of them. They were like, you're doing your job, good. Doesn't matter who is telling you what to do, just do your job, and that is all I need. I'm like, oh, no, you gotta have higher standards for yourself, babe. So sometimes doing the thing that impresses your mom, that makes your mom comfortable, being in the military, supporting Israel, a whole myriad of things. you know, you got to move them past. Maybe that's why you're here, to move your mom along. She didn't know that she wasn't supposed to just go along with whatever her mom said. Take on whatever role her mother said she was supposed to. You're showing her, like, no, you're the sovereign. You're leading this show, okay? And like, I think we have this idea, like, you know, we understand like the hero journey, you have to leave the home. And I think a lot of us, like, we're like, well, but like, let me bring my mom with me though. You know, she wants to, like, it's not her hero journey. Maybe you're supposed to free her to go on her own hero journey when she knows she doesn't have her children to fall back on, to hitch her ride to like their hero journey. She understands she gets to separate from everyone else and go on her journey, come into her power. And that's what you're supposed to do. And I think a lot of you want to take your mom along. You're like, oh, at least I can call her and let her know. No, you can't. You can't. It's okay. And if you've, you know, seen some of my videos, you know, it's always this or better. So I think we have this scarcity kind of mindset that it's like, oh, we only get one mother. We only get one relationship in which we will receive love in this very specific way. And so like you're terrified of not settling for it. You're terrified of rejecting it because you're like, when will I ever get this good mom loving again? Do you like this? Billy just got me like this cool new 360 camera. Cool. Well, no, it's still trying to, you know, I move a little fast. I move a little fast for technology. You know that about me, okay? In all the ways. So, yeah, I gave the message. I'm going to talk about this more often too, because it's going to be, you know, you might not, of course, you might reject it at first, but maybe a little something is resonating. There's like an innate instinct to want to go home, to go back to the original home, the womb, the mother. And that actually holds a lot of power. I think it keeps a lot of us away from the expansion that we're supposed to take on, that we're supposed to experience. Not even take on. It's a natural occurrence. And I think sometimes we keep ourselves small because we don't want to freak our mom out. But, you know, the world might need you to disappoint your parents, babe. And so I devote a lot of energy to keeping my energy high frequency and pure. I don't just be everywhere. I quit a job because I'm just like, whoa, the vibes are bad. The energy is not good. And sometimes our moms can keep us in that familiar low vibrational energy where we're kind of all powerless and kind of in a Sisyphean, you know, kind of nightmare where it's not great and we hate it and we, you know, are powerless within it, but we got to keep doing it. I'm like, what, guys? I don't think so. Whew. So, yeah, and people will think you're crazy. Of course, your mom will be like, oh, what are you doing? Listen, the offspring of any other species is not bad or wrong because it goes and expands and evolves and does its thing. I think humans, we've told ourselves we are supposed to cling to our mother, cling to the home much longer than we actually need to, babe. Your mother has done her job and we love her for that. And we're hoping that we're going to get to, you know, come back around renewed, you know, empowered when we're farther along on our hero's journey. But right now you're afraid to even leave the home. That's the first step. And you're like, well, I want to keep calling back home. No, no, you don't need to. You want to, but imagine the experience, capacity, lessons, powers you will learn by not always going back to your safety nest, your safety net. It's part of burning the boats. You're trying to create this new identity. You're trying to create this new world. Cut off all ability to go back, all temptation to go back. You don't need it. So anyway, I think I said the message. I can always come back and say it again. I know I'm going to. And I keep remembering, and I tell Billy this, you know, like, yeah, I'm talking about some esoteric shit, man. Not a whole lot of people understand what I'm saying. A lot of people have not done the prerequisite energy and, you know, all the other type of work and learning that I have done. So I might sound a little crazy. You might just be here because I'm kind of fun to look at, which I also appreciate. We learn in many ways, even if I'm not constantly like, I am teaching you this thing. So you get whatever you're supposed to get out of this. And yeah, so, right, I can talk about this a lot. And I'm so glad that I, you know, did this for my future versions who are now not going to be like, oh, do I have to explain this? No, I already did it. Great. All right. Well, I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me and sitting with me as I chit chat and get some of this off of my mind, give you some of this cosmic wisdom. And yeah, so like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what came up. Were you triggered a little bit? Were you like, oh, no, oh, your mother. Oh, yeah, grow up. Okay. I love you, Earth Angels. Talk to you soon. Bye.